Kevin, what's going on, man?
My wife and I are having a communication issue, and we've been pretty good at hard conversations in the past, but we're stuck on one. And I think this will turn into kind of a broader conversation about, having hard conversations and stuff. So, but the example that we've been dealing with and struggling with lately is kind of a nighttime routine. We're both really, really busy through the day. I'm a supervisor at work, and I've got a lot on my plate. And she's got 3 little kids to deal with. Our kids are amazing, but she's, a full-time mom with them. And our nighttime routine's a little wonky. Like, I'm an early bird. I need to get up early. And so I would like to get to bed early. But she is a night owl, and she craves a lot of connection once, all the kids are in bed. And I crave that connection too. Like, we need to connect with each other. And 2020 was, it was a hard year for a lot of people, but for us, we were able to connect with each other more.
Yeah.
And it was one of the best years of my life, actually, because we finally got on the same page with a lot of things.
Very cool.
And so talking at night, and we have some great alone time together. We'll watch a TV show, and then we'll just, talk and have conversations, put down the distractions, and we have good conversations. But then the time creeps by, and it gets to be, 11:30, midnight, and I'm looking at the clock, and I'm like, I got to get up early. And I, have stepped on a lot of landmines in the past couple of weeks where I will say, all right, well, thanks for talking. I love you. And I got to get to bed. And it just really hurts her feelings because she craves kind of that quantity of time. She wants a lot of time to talk. So Anyway, what do you recommend? What advice do you have for couples who just, I crave that connection that really, really helps me. And it's helped a lot over the last year, but like, when the physical needs,
you got to go to bed, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So my house is exactly different. Me and my wife's schedules are exactly different, and I'll tell you how we worked through it. First was my wife needs 9 or 10 hours of sleep, and I used to think that was ridiculous and silly, and that she was being dramatic. Dude, I have a different human living in my house when she gets 7 hours of sleep versus 9. It's a different human, right? And I would get home from work. We had the exact opposite. When the kids were in bed, she wanted to crawl into bed and be in bed by 8:30. There's no reason on earth to be awake after 9:30. What in the world is happening after 9:30? And I'm the opposite. I have hard conversations with people all day. My head's spinning all day. I get home and I just want to veg out. I want to kind of almost take a little rest time between 6 and 8, 6 and 9. And then we can get up and then the rest of the evening's ours, right? And the evening being 9 till about midnight, right? Yeah. And so ultimately, I had to realize 2 things. Number one, nobody in our house is healthy or whole if they're not getting the sleep they need. So that became priority number 1. Okay. So what did that mean? That mean I had to adjust me. She also could adjust up another 30 minutes or another hour. Okay. So we've settled-ish on 9:30 or 10. And what I learned with me is that what I thought I needed was craving with connection time and just hangout time, I needed to be asleep, man. I was exhausted. I was chronically exhausted all the time. And I moved from one thing to another thing, trying to just prop myself up to stay awake. Because then I was like, I finally get this time. Man, that ended up being a disaster. So I've learned over the last 5 to 7 years, man, if I'm up past 9:30 or 10 now, I hate everything. Right? Yeah. I love going to bed now. And so it took me changing my thoughts. It took me, how about this? Here's a way to practice it. Yeah. When you get home and you help with bedtime, do you help with the bedtime routine?
Yeah, I do.
Good deal.
I do a lot.
That's awesome, man. So you help with the bedtime routine. Structure that after bedtime. Structure that time. Sometimes it feels like this amorphous, just quote unquote time together. sit down and structure, hey, what are you looking for in this time, right? What do you need from me? And what I finally got to where my wife, I just want to talk to another grown-up adult human being that I can be open with and vulnerable with. I need physical touch. I want to just watch a show and laugh, right? And so it kept this amorphous time. My wife would ask me, what do you need, man? And then finally I realized I need to go to bed. I need to go to bed. So structure that time together. Give each other 30 to 60 days. Ask your wife, hey, can we go to bed at 10:30, right? We're going to have the kids. Oh, by the way, here's another quick question. When do your kids go to bed? When do they go to sleep?
So we've gotten a lot better. Before it was like just whenever, but now we literally start bedtime at 7
Good deal, man.
trying to have them in bed by 8. And that's been so much better. But now we have so much time after 8 that we're just continuously, having conversations. And one thing I will say, it is, like I said, it's been helpful because I had a really bad habit, and talking to her and talking things through with her really helped me kick that habit. And so, talking with her really, really has been so helpful. And so, it's hard for me to imagine, not having that conversation, but then it always hits that late hour, and it's like, dang, I'm exhausted. I have an hour-long commute. I've, and I'm worried I'm going to fall asleep on the road, so I'm drinking lots of soda that I don't really want to be drinking.
Yeah, don't do that. So don't apologize for the sleep you need, okay?
Yeah.
And everyone does that differently. I have to have 8 hours of sleep or I'm useless. My wife has to have 10. That means we're going to have a gap there, okay? It just does. It just means we're going to have a gap, or she's got to have 9. And I've got to be okay with that. She's got to be okay with that. We both got to act like adults. And that also means that we've got to have the time that we do have has to be focused. I can't be talking to her and just nodding while I'm scrolling, right? And if we're going to watch a show, we have show night on Wednesday. I shoot my shows on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday generally. And so I'm tired. I'm super tired of Wednesday nights. That's when we laugh and we put on a silly show and watch some silly show, right? I would recommend putting in, it's going to sound so ridiculous, like you're 10 again. I would recommend putting in a bedtime. At 10 o'clock, the lights go out. And I'm going to ask you, wife, that we turn the lights off and that you will stay in bed, that you will turn the lights off too at 10. Or if you need to read, for another 15, 20 minutes, let's do that for 30 days. Can we just commit to that together? And then those 2 hours that are just y'all's are just lasered in on each other. Whatever that means, whatever that looks like for y'all, if that's intimate time, if that's just chit-chatting time, if that is doing budget time together, checking on calendar stuff, those 2 hours are just rich gold between the two of you. But then at 10, the lights are going to go out. And letting her know, hey, not in this uncertain, I've got a lot of things on my plate. When you approach it that way, her immediate response is, well, I got a lot of crap on my plate too, dude. So don't approach it with, here's how hard this burden is. Approach it the other way, which is, I need this much sleep and I need this much connection time with you. So here's how we can do both of them. The kids are in bed by 8 o'clock. Then we got 2 solid hours of just one another. And then at 10 o'clock, I got to turn the lights out. And just try it. My guess is you will modulate up half an hour or down half an hour. But if she's anything like me, I just wanted the night to keep going and keep going and keep going. And dude, now I am 9:30 nerd deluxe. I had just never done it before, right? So practice that time with intentionality. Let her know not how busy you are. Let her know I've got to have this much sleep. I've just got to, and I want to be fully present when I'm here. I want to do my best job at work, but I really want to help with the kids. I really want to love these children well, and I really want to love you well. As you said, as we've done this year, that's so awesome that 2020 has been a good connection year for you. I'm hearing that all over the country, couples who just decided to reimagine what their world was going to be like. But hey, for 30 days, this idiot on the radio said, let's try turning the lights off at 10 o'clock. Let's just try it. And don't get out of bed, because I used to just jump up. She'd turn the lights off at 9:30 or 10. Then I'd go hang out and watch TV till midnight. And then I just turned into this drippy, exhausted, sloppy just mess. Just bleh. And then I'd get up and be late to work. But just don't do that. Say, for 30 days, stay in bed until 10. Let's try it. Let's just try it. You can even hold hands as y'all go to sleep. Look how romantic that was. Friday morning romance here on the John Delony Show. Let me know how that goes. Call me back in 30 days, or have her call me. Y'all both call me back, and I want to see how the romance is deepening in Kevin's house. because we're all going to bed at the same time.